So you're looking to get yourself a new daily driver in Star Citizen, but you notice the cargo capacity looks different than you expected in the stats. Rest assured, you can probably pack a lot more cargo than you think, but you should also be aware that depending on which ship you choose, you may find out that there are some limitations on what sizes you'll be able to effectively haul. In this series, we're covering ship features that aren't as apparent in the stats, and in this installment, we're taking a look at off-grid cargo capacity, ship entrances, and how some different types of cargo grids stack up against each other. Let's get into it. First, let's start off with an underrated metric that you won't easily find in the stats. And that's how many entrances and exits a ship has, and how large they are. And this one matters more than you might think. Some entrances will offer versatility that's unique to that ship. For instance, the Hercules has a ramp at both the front and back of the ship, allowing vehicles to drive straight through its cargo bay. The Asgard, Valkyrie, and Cutlass Black all have large bay doors on their port and starboard sides, where you can easily toss smaller cargo and components through. The size of your main cargo bay door is also an important factor. Depending on its size, you may be limited by what types of cargo and vehicles you'll be able to haul. In another example where additional entrances might matter, let's say you have pirate snipers watching your back ramp. If you have another exit point available, you can sneakily escape and possibly turn the tables on your aggressors. If you've packed your ship's cargo bay to the brim, you'll find having an additional exit is especially convenient. However, if you're using a ship like the C1 Spirit, you'll either have to leave a path through your cargo, or you'll need to pull the boxes in behind you. Speaking of overpacking your cargo bay, not all cargo bays are created equal. Since we're already on the subject, let's get into grid cargo capacity versus actual cargo capacity. This is the Drake Corsair, a community favorite ship due to its significant firepower, but also because of its incredibly versatile cargo bay. Now, the official cargo grid capacity for the Corsair is 72 SCU. There's a few benefits to using the cargo grid on your ship, and that is, your cargo can snap cleanly into place and leaves a small area to be able to walk around it, in case you need access to anything. If you're just hauling cargo to drop off somewhere, this doesn't really matter as much. And if you have those extra ship entrances, you should be able to access it from the inside. So for a ship like the Corsair, the actual cargo capacity is much higher than 72 SCU. Let's see how much more cargo I can reasonably cram in there. The nice thing about this bay is it can accommodate up to 3 32 SCU containers facing parallel to the hull, with about 2 to 3 additional 24 SCU containers fitting perpendicular to the hull. As you load those, there's enough room on the top for single, double, or quad SCU-sized containers. It looks like I was able to fit 144 SCU of iron and 64 SCU of quartz, for a grand total of 208. I absolutely could have crammed more boxes in there. I'm curious though. Let me know in the comments how much you've been able to fit in the Corsair. But how about a ship like the Zeus? On paper, the CL variant has a grid capacity of 128. Doing some quick math, that's equal to 432 SCU containers. But there's a problem. The Zeus can't fit 432s. It can only fit a max of 2. So in reality, you're only able to achieve the advertised cargo grid maximum if you happen to have the right-sized cargo pods, which won't always be an option. I've got an ES here, but I'll use these 24s instead of 32s to demonstrate the principle. As you can see, I would need to use more vertical storage to hold more cargo, which does limit the cargo versatility of a ship like this. The Intrepid technically holds more on-grid cargo at 8 SCU, but despite that, the Cutter Scout with a 2 SCU grid capacity can actually hold about 11 SCU or a small vehicle. However, the Intrepid is probably easier to load and unload. Similarly, The Argo Raft, which also can't hold a vehicle, has an external 192 SCU of on-grid cargo, making it a convenient cargo powerhouse. Star Citizen likes to force you into making meaningful choices, and depending on what you're doing, you'll want to make sure you choose the right tool for the job. I'm always interested in the info I read in the comments, so make sure to leave one about what you'd consider an important feature not found in the stats, or anything you think I might have missed for that matter. And if you're liking the videos, feel free to subscribe. Or don't. You're welcome all the same.